Hi, hello, my name is Daniela, and if you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back. What am I doing? Welcome back. And today we are doing a reading 5, actually 6 books in a specific genre. I don't know if this is gonna fit into the thing that I do, but it's gonna be Kindle Unlimited books, specifically romance fantasies. I'm very specific with this one because I want to read this specific genre. So yeah, kind of similar to the I read 5 zombie books, but I'm reading 6 Kindle Unlimited fantasy romances. I hope these are all Kindle Unlimited. I got them from there. I don't know if these are the most popular. Some of them I think they are, but some of them I don't really know if they are. So let me know, like, how popular are these books? Have you heard of them? Have you not? Will you check them out? Will you not? Like, let me know, you know. Okay, so the 6 books that I have, what am I doing? What? I'm really excited. The 6 books that I have decided to read for this video are the Zodiac Academy, the first book, The Awakening. Already got into that, but we'll talk about it later. Also, if you don't know, I go into books completely blind, knowing just the genre, don't know what they're about. You know, maybe just a general premise, but I don't read synopses. I'm just wild like that. Anyway, the Zodiac Academy, like I said, I have started reading it, but when I didn't read it, I thought it was about a school for Zodiac children or something. I have seen Chandler read this book, and I don't remember her exact reaction. I think she liked it and was intrigued, but didn't really love it. So we'll see. Anyway, that's by Caroline Picker and Susanne Valenti. Hope I'm saying the names right. I'm sorry if I'm not. Then we have A Ruin of Roses by K.F. Breene. Again, sorry for the name butchering. Thinking, like, again, don't know the synopsis. High fantasy, prince, princess, fae, maybe. That's like the general theme throughout these books. So then we have Broken Bonds by Bree. Again, kings, kingdoms, fae. That's what I'm going for this video, if you haven't noticed. Like, very magic, romance, fantasy, fae, kingdoms, political dramas. That's my vibe. That's what I want. So I'm hoping for that. Then we have something that seems fun. Captive of the Horde King by Zoey Draven. I hope that's how you say her name. By Zoey Draven. This seems fun based on the cover. This buff man, not really my thing. Yeah, I hope it's a lot of spice because I'm kind of into that. I have seen Kat from Paperback Dreams read the Blue Alien Smut series, and that seemed like a lot of fun, so I hope this is kind of in that vein. And then we have Bow Before the Elf Queen by J.K. Kearl. That's a duology, so, and I think the second book isn't out yet, so I hope it's good enough where I want to continue, but not good enough where I immediately want to read the second book, because if so, I'm gonna be really upset. That's why I mainly read backlist books, right? Again, elves, fae, fantasy, romance, swords, penises, all of that, please. Yes, more. I haven't read any synopses of these books. And the last book we have is The Unseelie King by Catherine Anna Kingsley. Why am I reading the last book of this series, you ask? Because I have read the ones before this and I enjoyed them quite immensely. Also, dark fantasy romance. Yes, please. Yes, all of it. Yes. My favorite trope is enemies to lovers. You think I wanted something sweet and fuzzy? No. No. Anyway, these are the 6 books that I'm going to be reading for the Kindle Unlimited fantasy romance vlog or video or whatever I'm doing. I don't even know what I'm doing. I just want to read these books, okay? And Catherine Anna Kingsley has a lot of different series, so I hope this one finishes on a good note, because she writes like 2 books a year or maybe more from what I've seen. And a lot of them are like spicy series, romances, which I am into. So if I like this series, I'm definitely checking out more of her stuff. If you didn't know, I'm a fan of spicy books, reverse harems, and enemies to lovers. I am not hiding myself anymore. I am bringing this out here because last year, some of the videos, I was trying to like, oh, diversify my reading. Still, that's still the plan. But I also want to enjoy myself while reading. So this is kind of a dip into that. This is the stuff that I like to read, at least like I think I like to read. Doesn't mean I don't like to read other books. Still haven't dived into like thrillers or detectives, just pure detectives, or horror, or like any other of these genres. And when I do usually find like a book or two that I like, but I like a general, it's like a general consensus to me that I do like romance, fantasy, spicy, enemies to lovers, reverse harem. That's what we're doing today. Hope you like it. Hi, I'm in my parents' living room. I'm in the living room just in general, okay? And I wanted to update you about the Zodiac Academy, The Awakening, first book. I'm about like 6-10% in, and I'm enjoying it so far. Seems a little young adultish to me. Kind of skeptical about the two girls, skeptical about the professor. Also the writing. There was a part where it was like, I looked at her with my wide anime eyes and was like, oof, yeah, that doesn't sound and read as cool as you might think it is, but sure, okay. But we'll see. Like the general premise is interesting. I forgot that I was reading fantasy. Like I forgot. I was like, oh, this is gonna be like a dark romance, right? No, I forgot the fantasy in this reading book. Anyway, yeah, the fantasy part has just kicked in, and I didn't realize it was fae. I just thought that like humans had these superpowers. And like I thought all humans were going to have these superpowers, right? I thought like you were born in a specific month and you have the powers of your zodiac sign. So interesting to see how this is gonna progress. Update you at the 50% mark if I can. Hi, so don't mind my room, it's a mess. I'm a mess also. Very big contrast from the beginning of the video when I was in full makeup, did my hair, and was dressed in a nice dress. This is what I look most of the time, so get used to it. Anyway, I have updates. I have finished Zodiac Academy. I technically read it in 2 days because it gone till midnight, but like in hours, I read it in 1 day. And it was pretty good. I gave it 4 stars. In the beginning, I kind of forgot that, I think I mentioned this, I forgot it was a fantasy. The fantasy aspect came pretty quickly enough that we still got like a basic understanding of our characters in like the human world without the fantasy aspect, if that makes sense. Like we got to know who our characters were before we jumped into the fantasy part of the book. I had a problem with 2 things while I was reading. One of those things was a thing that is quite common in most books, and that is suddenly feeling like you belong somewhere. Like the girls are in the real world. This happens like in the first 15% of the book, so I don't think it's a spoiler. The girls are in like the human world, and then a guy comes along and he's like, hey, you belong in the Fae world, and they go to the Fae world and they're like, oh, we feel like we always belonged here. Like this somehow feels right. I wish they gave them like a little bit more time to get used to things. It would just feel more realistic to me, right? Because I don't care how right something is for you, people just need time to like kind of get used to stuff, right? That's a quip. I have this problem with multiple series, so it's not just this. Second thing I was kind of like, are you fucking kidding me, is the other aspects of the fantasy fae cliques or something, how I put it. They mention what it's called, but like, so they're all fae, right? And I thought that's where it ended, but no, you're a fae something. So you're a fae vampire, or you're a fae werewolf, or you're a fae siren, harpy, unicorn, whatever. That was kind of like really like couldn't you name them something else than Fae, maybe? I don't know. It's like, it didn't bother me as much as the series, as the book went on, but at the moment like they mentioned it, I was like, why did you mix these things together? It doesn't make sense. Also, another thing, so I guess there are 3 things. I'm gonna just dump out all the things I didn't like because they're like minor little detail things, right? It's not like an overall thing. Are introduced to the bad guys of the series, and maybe this will be different as the series goes on, but for now we have like this one bad thing, and they're telling us like this one thing is bad. Like, it is very black and white. Like, we are the good guys, we are the ones who rule, and then they are the bad guys, they are the one who kill us, right? Black and white. I'm not a big fan of that. I like grays in my good and evil. I like people who are fighting to survive, and by fighting to survive, they're doing something bad, but is it really bad if they are fighting to survive? You know, like something like that. So that's a little bit like, yeah, what do I want in my like smutty, you know, book? Like, the story's pretty decent, so maybe I shouldn't look too closely at it, but that's just a few of my quips. What I really fell in love with was the characters. Really had a problem at the beginning where the author basically dumps the 5 main male interests, or like 5 main male characters that are pretty prominent in the book. They like dumped us at us. Here are the names, here's how they look, like, go for it. And that really like confused me at the beginning. I was like, okay, I bookmarked the page that the descriptions and names were on, so I can go back and look like, okay, which guy is this? As the book progressed, their personalities got distinct enough where I didn't have to go back and look, because I knew like, okay, this is this guy based on how he is acting, and this is this guy, so that was great. And also our main 2 characters, the female leads, they are twins, so I was kind of afraid like they would have one personality, but right, like I said right from the beginning, we get that they are 2 distinct people. And what mainly gave this a 4-star and not a 3-star are the intrigues, like are the plots and planning and drama. Like, chef kiss. I loved it. If the beginning was a little bit better, I would probably give it a 5 stars, because the ending made me finish the book till 1 in the morning and then get 3 hours in sleep and then go to work, because I just had to finish it. So definitely would recommend check out the series. I've already got like the rest of the books planned to watch. I already have them like on my Kindle app. Actually, no, I don't have a physical Kindle, but like on the app to read, because they're just so good. The last book isn't written yet, so, but probably till I finish the rest, it will be, hopefully. I've already started A Ruin of Roses. I am 50% in, and I wanted to update you when I was 15% in, but honestly, nothing has really changed from the 15% mark to the 50% mark. It is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. I have found out, like, I don't go into books reading synopses, like I said. And when I mentioned that I wanted some dicks, I didn't mean like actually on every page or in every sentence. What I mean by that is I'm having a problem with, there's this obvious, there's this pull between the main character and the main love interest. Obviously some longing, wanting, but as you know, Beauty and the Beast, he kidnaps her, so she can't really be attracted to him. Her inner monologue is really ruining the angst for me. Yeah, there's a lot of, he touched me and I want him to dick me down so much that like my pussy will be connected to my mouth, like you can look down and see his dick through it. Like, those are the kind of inner monologues she has. Really isn't doing it for me. Very like a lot of sex talk, not from them, but like everyone, and it kind of ruins, like, I don't want to say the mystique, but kind of ruins the build up when everyone is talking about like sex and getting dick down and eating pussy. this kind of doesn't, it doesn't leave much to the imagination. Yeah, and also I have a problem with the setting. It's kind of a mix between modern and like medieval. Like it is set in a medieval setting, but everyone is like a modern day person. Like they did at one point have modern day amenities. They had coffee and they had other stuff, I believe. I don't remember all the things that they said that they have but don't have now. They're basically like a different realm from the human world again. Yeah, it just it's combined with the way that the main character thinks and how everyone speaks in the castle. It's really bothering me. It's not like I can't get into it, I can't get into it. Will be finishing it because it's not like bad, it's just not my cup of tea. Very much like thinking about dropping like the series, not this book, but like not continuing on with the series. We'll see. So I'll probably update you at the end of the book when I'm finished with it. And we'll see my final thoughts. Right now, it very much feels like a 2-star read. Hi, I am in the living room again. Still looking crusty. Using my friend camera, so this is gonna be terrible quality. But I just finished Ruin of Roses, and yep, it's a 2-star. And I realized that I don't like dirty talk, like serious dirty talk. I like good, fuck me, or good, my pussy's wet. But other than that, not really my cup of tea. Also, the dirty talk was kind of laced throughout the whole book, not just the sex scenes, although a lot of this book was sex scenes, but I don't know if that was because of the dirty talk. But yeah, no, and I didn't like the relationship between the two main characters. Didn't really feel great. The sex scenes were okay, I guess, but since there wasn't enough tension for me and enough chemistry between them, it didn't really, no. Sad to say, a 2-star for me. Yeah, I don't know which one I'll read next, but I'll let you know which one and my thoughts and feelings at the 15% mark. Hi, so it's been a while. I have updates for you guys. I know I said, don't mind the mirror. I know I said that I would update you earlier, but I didn't. Sue me. I'm gonna update you while doing makeup because I'm supposed to be somewhere and I just want to get this done. So, I have finished the Horde King of whatever. I think it's like the Horde King of Kearl or something. I finished that book. Pop the cover up here. And it was okay. I give it like a 3-star. It isn't really my thing. It's basically like a, I don't know if I mentioned it, but it's basically like a, can you tell that I'm in a hurry? It's basically like a Game of Thrones, Daenerys Targaryen, and the guy that plays Aquaman now. I don't know, it's Jason Momoa, like fanfic type deal. Which I was like, okay, like let's see where this is gonna go. Let me just put this a little bit like here. So I was like, yeah, I'm not totally mad at the concept. Sure, I'll give it a go. And I still didn't hate it. There's a lot of more books in the series, and I don't know if they're like all totally the same. Basically, it's about people living on this planet that's kind of like a desert planet, desert-ish, and you have native species, which are the Hakari. The Kari people, yeah. And then you have like humans who came to like colonize the planet, not colonize, but like who came to live there in peace and like made a deal like, hey, we're gonna live there and chill. And they have some rules they have to follow. If you don't, you fuck up, they kill you. And in this case, the main character's brother fucked up and she was prepared to like take his place, and she did. And basically the Horde King, like the main honcho of a horde, like they have a king and they have like these little people under him, which are like Horde Kings, and each Horde King has his like people under him. Yeah, this Horde King basically was like, hey, you're hot. I'm gonna marry you. Which she was supposed to be like, she was like, I'm gonna be his whore, but then he's like, nope, you're wifey material. And basically the whole story was about how she's trying to fit into like an alienish, like they're humanish, so it's not really that crazy, alienish society, and falling in love with this Horde King. And it was nice, it was sweet. It wasn't written particularly like flowery, like the writing was decent, it wasn't like anything hard to read, it was very simple. And the interactions between the main characters were very sweet. I liked their interactions. The sex was okay, nothing like mind-blowing. I don't know, maybe just I wasn't vibing that much to it. So it was like, yeah, like a 3. Like I can imagine picking up another book if I'm bored, or if it like gets under my hand, or maybe if I do a continuing KU fantasy romances or some a continuing series or something, like I wouldn't be mad to pick it up again, right? So yeah, that's a 3 out of 5 stars. Now a book that I would be mad to pick up again is a book I DNF'd, and it is Bow to the Elf Queen. I was slogging through, like I would have probably finished it, but it would take another like 2 weeks, and I didn't have that time. The story was pretty solid, the writing was good. It's about this elf race, this fantasy world where there are elves and humans and like other magical species. And the elves basically like are losing their magic, but this one like baby is born that has a lot of magic. And because she has magic, she is bound to the prince of, she's a common elf, and because she has magic, she's bound to like the prince of the elves, who's like also a child at this point. Like she's a newborn and he's a child, and the king basically kills her parents to get her, but the parents are able to like give her to a human who then raises her to kill the king, basically to avenge her family. Which is a fairly interesting premise. The writing was very flowery, very like intricate, but still readable. At least I liked it. It felt a little bit more sophisticated, but it was just boring. Like the story wasn't anything that groundbreaking, that interesting. Again, I don't know if I mentioned it in this reading vlog, but I like Shades of Grey, and this didn't have that, which I don't know. I guess what to expect from these kinds of books. But then again, Zodiac Academy had Shades of Grey, right? You had like the main 5 guys who you think like are so evil at first, but then you realize like they're just trying to protect their position and trying to protect their people. But then you have like also the bad guys who are just like evil, right? But yeah, I like Shades of Grey in my characters. Plus, there wasn't really like a good build-up to like she obviously she runs away, right? Is raised to hate the royal family, and then when she grows up, the prince finds her and basically like kidnaps her. And she hated it at first, then she realized like, oh, maybe this prince like isn't like, he was also a child when this got happened to us. Like maybe he's not such a bad guy. The progression from I hate you to you're not a bad guy was very like snap of a finger, like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be this mean to him, like, why? Also, I don't like when people with power want to save the world without any reason to, you know? This is also in this book, and I'll talk about it in a minute, but she doesn't care for the elf people, and she's like, maybe I should, and then she suddenly does. Like, she grew up with humans, right? And she's like, oh, maybe I should care that my people are dying. Why? Why should you care? Because you're an elf? Humans don't care about humans just because they're humans. That is not a good thing. That is not a good explanation to me. It made a lot more sense in the Zodiac Academy. The sisters were like, we don't want the throne, like we don't care about these people. Like we're sad when something happens, but we don't actually have a reason to fully commit to being their queens, right? Like we just want the money and we want to deuces, right? Okay, so the point is like the story wasn't strong enough for me to finish the story, and the character dynamics weren't strong enough for me to be interested in the relationships. So either pick one or the other. Both can be shitty. So yeah, I DNF'd it. Like I was 60% into it and I was like, I don't really care about these people. Like they could die right now and be like, that's good. Close the book. Close my tablet, whatever. So yeah, I DNF'd that. And I picked up Broken Bonds, which just has a beautiful cover. Love this cover. And I almost like, put it out in the first chapter. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get like the prologue and the first chapter were the worst written thing I've probably written. I don't know, there wasn't any subtlety. I wish I can like, I have this thing in my, but I'm like, I enjoy it now. I'm like 50-ish% and wish I can pinpoint what it was. It was just, we were told a lot of things and not shown. We were told she has a abrasive personality and is very like vocal and just a lot a fighter. We weren't like, they showed us, but they told us first like, oh, the main character's like, oh, I have a mouse on me, and then she mouthed off, right? Which was like, it's enough for you to like show us, right, that she's mouthing off, like she's being mean to people around her. Also, you're thrown into this dynamic without really knowing what's going on, like bonds and bonded and these gifts, and there's no like subtlety to stuff. She's like, yeah, there's no subtlety to the writing. Like the author tells us everything we need to know, any personality traits, any emotions, anything like, yeah, going on, of course, but yeah, it's a lot of telling, not showing, which, okay, like, is this your first book? Like, I'm sorry, like, this isn't good. It got a lot better once, like, she established the characters and the story, but maybe that's because she didn't have to dump info on us anymore. She's just, I think the author isn't good at explaining stuff in a way that isn't just, yeah, this is happening, these people have these personalities and this is going on. Also, this character has a big, I want to save the world, I want to save them. Why? Like, generally, why? People are being like mean to her, like shitty to her. Why does she want to save them? I would just kill them all, let them die. She has like a gift that can kill everyone. But yeah, but do that. The thing is, I don't have a why. You don't give me a reason. You just, I can't let everybody die. Why? I would. I wish there was parts like, even this like this thing, I can't let them like kill everybody because my mom, that was my mom's dying wish or something like that. Because she thinks she kills her parents, probably not the case, but she thinks she kills her parents. And it was like my mom's dying wish as I killed her was that I don't kill anybody else, right? That would be such a strong character motivator, and at least some kind of character motivator, right? Because now she's like, I can't let humanity, like not even humanity, like I can't let a bunch of people die. Why? Why can't you? Well, please let them, please. Other than that, I'm really enjoying this. Like, it's an academia setting, it's a reverse harem, which I love reverse harem. Another thing that's bothering me, the bonds only work, so you have one person that's central, and then you have like multiple people that are bonded to them, like this specific person. They're not bonded to each other, like they're not 5 people who are fucking each other. There's just one person and other 4 people that are fucking this one person, right? So I'm just like, it would be such a more, and it's always like 1 girl, 2 guys, or 1 guy, 3 girls, something like that, right? It's not like, oh, 1 guy and 2 girls and 1 guy and like another guy, right? It's always like very heterosexual, you know what I mean? It's not gay. So I'm just like, it would be much more interesting if like, maybe not like in the main group, that's fine. If you don't want to write like an LGBT story, that's fine, but like show some diversity, you know? Yeah, there's a lot of like character dynamics that I don't exactly like. For instance, she hates, like, I know everybody seems like mean to her. That's also like, not everybody's like gonna be a bitch to you. Like, some people just don't care about drama, which in this case is like, seems like everybody hates her, and like in that case she hates everybody, which isn't really realistic. It's more realistic, I guess, to have like a certain group of the elite that have a problem with you. That's like one thing. And a lot of woman hating. Yeah, I'm really starting to bother with this when girls are flirting and stuff, and and people like call them bitches and whores and whatever. And I'm just like, yeah, that's not really cool. That's not really okay. Like, can a girl just be a girl? Like, just because you don't flaunt your boobs, that doesn't mean like anybody else can. So that just kind of like irks me. But it's interesting enough that like these are little things that just irk me. Also, it's NPR. I think NPR or something. I don't know what that stands for. Can someone tell me, please? I'm probably gonna find out at the end of this book. But if it continues, it's giving a lot of like Zodiac Academy vibes with reverse harem, which I'm totally into. A little worse writing, I think. But yeah, loving it. So not like loving it, but enjoying it a lot more than I expected to from like the first chapter. We'll see where it leads me. I hope like this is a 4-star, because at this point it's like a 4-star, 3-star at DNF. And I want to finish off strong. I don't think I'm gonna be reading the last book that I wanted, because this is already getting like pretty long. And yeah, I just don't really want to. I also noticed that I'm wearing like this dress. It's like a romper dress in all of the clips because I'm at home and this is what I wear when I'm at home. This is the most comfortable thing I own. It's older than me. It's my mom's actually, when she was like 15. Okay, probably gonna update you when I finish it. And let's hope it's at least a 4-star. It's not gonna be a 5-star because of the beginning. Like the beginning was really bad. Like I said, I almost DNF'd because of it. But let's pray for a 4-star. Hi. So, how long has it been since I started this video? Probably a good 3 weeks. As you can see, changed my hair, cut it, dyed it to a little bit more of my natural color. We're giving the blonde a rest for now. For now. Not saying I won't go back, but we're keeping this for a while, okay? This video was fun. Definitely gonna do another one like a KU fantasy romance, maybe just a romance. Just romance is generally my thing. But let's talk about the books that I actually read for this video. I'm gonna tell you what book it is, and I'm gonna give you a general overview of the book, what I liked, what I didn't like, a rating, stuff like that. The first book that I read was the Zodiac Academy series, which is about 2 sisters that find out that they are part of this fae world, that they have superpowers, and that they are basically like royalty in this world. So I gave this 4 stars. Loved the premise. I always love like an academic setting, so that's cool. Loved the intrigue, loved the dynamics, the relationships. I will definitely be reading the rest of the books. The last one isn't out yet, so I think I'm gonna wait until it's out, and then I'm gonna do a whole reading vlog where I just read like all of them. So stay tuned for that. So next I read A Ruin of Roses, which is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. It is supposed to be a spicy, dark romance, I believe. But yeah, I gave it 2 stars because I did finish it, but I'm not planning to continue on with the series, especially if it's written the way it is. This is like, it says it's a part of a series, the Cursed Fairy Tale series, but I thought like one book would be one fairy tale, so Beauty and the Beast, then Cinderella, then whatever. But no, like one book doesn't end, it like continues into the next. So I like, you know, it's gonna be like 2 books and then another, you know, it's just weirdly numbered for me personally. I would number it differently, or put it like a Dark Beauty and the Beast retelling series 1 and then put 3, and then Cinderella retelling series, you know. That's just me personally. Okay. Then we're bringing a little notch up, and I read Captive of the Horde King, which is also a series. It is part of the Horde Kings of Drakkar series. It is the first book, and this one each is a standalone book. I don't know if the characters like show up again. Maybe I'll read another book from the series. I give it 3 stars. The plot is pretty easy, pretty simple, which is nice. Sometimes you don't need a lot of like intrigue and drama. Sometimes you just want like a little something interesting. and a lot of character and relationship building. Totally fine. And actually, their relationship was pretty sweet. Like, not like sweet, but like it's sweet, you know? He was really nice. I was kind of like, okay, what's his personality gonna be? But he actually does have like a decent personality. He isn't just like a buff man like he is on the cover. He has like a decent personality to him. Thank God they didn't use her name, like the main character's name, a lot, because it was Luna, and I was like, oh God, no, please no, not another Luna. That is the most 2000 main heroine name I have ever heard, if I ever heard one. So they didn't use it a lot, thank God. But yeah, it's their relationship, and there's obviously some drama, some plot points, which are there just for the sake of the plot, so it's just not like spicy fucking Horde King, you know, with this weird wolf penis type thing. I don't know. Yeah, definitely check it out if you're into that stuff. It's just cute fun. Am I gonna read other books from this series? I'm open to it. Like, listen, if I'm ever like, oh yeah, I wonder what the next books in these series are, definitely gonna check it out. But it's not like on my immediate list. So we started strong. We started with a 4. Then we went down to a 2. We got up a 3. And now we're gonna go like plummeting down with a DNF. And I read next is Bow to the Elf Queen. Actually, it's Bow Before the Elf Queen. I'm not saying the authors, by the way, because I can't remember them and I'm gonna mess up their names. So basically the book covers here, you can read them or you can Google them. So Bow Before the Elf Queen. Was very into this at the beginning because I thought this would be what I want, right? I wanted fantasy, spicy, dark, morally great characters. That's my shit. Yeah, I DNF'd this book. I felt like the book didn't concentrate on either the plot or the characters. Like, the plot wasn't anything interesting. So I think your characters need to take like a strong position. For me, there wasn't good enough character development. The writing was good. The writing was actually good in all of these books except A Ruin of Roses. There, the writing very much felt like a fan-fiction-y Wattpad story, but other than that, I think this book actually had the best writing. But since it was like bad character and plot-wise, yeah, I didn't care about the characters. I didn't care about the plot, which I don't usually in most of these books because the plot isn't anything special and you're not there for the plot, but you have to have something. You can't have bad characters and bad plot. You have to pick a battle, you have to pick a struggle, you know? And this book just didn't pick any. And I feel like, because this is, I think, a duology or a trilogy, I'm not quite sure. I know there are a minimum of 2 books. You had the chance to really flesh out these characters, and I feel you didn't. So that's how I feel. So yeah, a DNF. But we had a strong finisher, and that's what I like, finishing strong. We had another 4-star. So we went 4, 2, 3, 0, 1 star, DNF, and another 4. I'm happy with these statistics, you know. Broken Bonds, which is a reverse harem. Love me a reverse harem, although they do often fizzle out for me. So we're gonna see. This is, I think, a bully romance. Not quite sure if that's how it's categorized. It is spicy. I almost DNF'd the book like in the first 10 pages because the writing was atrocious. I hated it. Hated the main character. Still not a big fan of her. I'm kind of now okay with it because the story has progressed. Yeah, this is very like mixed because again, it's an academic setting. Reverse harem, love it. But the main character's personality is very much, I won't say pick-me girl, but like an opposite of a pick-me girl, if that makes sense. You know, the typical heroine in books. Like, I'm not like other girls. Like, I don't wear makeup, but I do wear makeup. Like, I don't know. She has a very divisive personality to me. And also, Again, we don't have like a morally gray area. You have either good or bad people. And of course, like, she's the bond of like these super hot guys who are super famous and super rich. It's kind of getting, like, I know you don't want to probably read a story about some ordinary boring people, but I kind of want something different. I don't want this chosen one kind of trope. I kind of want to read like an ordinary person going through some shit. That's kind of the vibe I have now. Maybe I just need to stop reading fantasy for a while and just dip my toe back into romance or something different. I think Brandon Sanderson does a good job at this, where he has characters that feel like they are ordinary people who just happen to be in this situation and persevered. So that's my kind of vibe that I'm feeling like I need to read now. But still enjoy this. Definitely also gonna be doing a reading series on this series. And this is already finished, so I don't have to like wait for all the books to come out. Even though I said a lot of bad shit, I still give this like 4 stars. Like, I had a great time reading this. Would highly recommend. So let's wrap this up. So I gave 2 4 stars, which is amazing. 1 3 star, 1 2 star, and 1 DNF. I think that's pretty solid, considering like I went on into all of this blind, just knowing like the genre. So yeah, tell me if you guys enjoyed this video. Tell me what books you would read out of all of these books, what books maybe I should read next in these kind of like spicy romance fantasy genres, because that's totally my vibe. And if you can find like one that has either mastery of character development or a pretty decent plot, I'm gonna read it. Like, I don't care. Even if it's total trash, I'm gonna read it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.